Yo, what's going on, people? Soccer vlog. Today, Euros had just finished up final. Actually, it was a wonderful soccer watching day. I managed to watch almost the entire MLS game, DC United and LA Galaxy, along with a little whatever the hell that pregame ritual was in Euro 2008, but it was kind of cool. Along with the final of the Euro 2008 between Spain and Germany. It was a nice game. Fernando Torres did his little thing, went around did a little American football-ish type of little move there, but he managed to get the goal in, and here you go. Next major event now, well, back to the World Cup 2010. Hopefully it's in South Africa, but that'll be another day I'll discuss. But today I wanted to basically discuss the second half of the vlog, which I left off yesterday. Was talking about coverage of soccer in the U.S., but now I want to shift over to what I want to talk to about now was about promotion and regulation in here in American soccer. Do I see promotion relegation anytime soon in American soccer, whether it's Major League Soccer or whatever the other leagues? Not anytime soon. One, because we don't have that many teams. If you just compare strictly with the English setup, where they got 20 teams in the Premier League and I don't know how many 90-something teams within the so-called football league, with the Coca-Cola 1 and 2 and League 1, or the Championship League 1 and League 2. It's a lot more teams in England than it is in the States from a high level type of play. So it's going to take some time to even establish anything like that. And I don't think it's really necessary to follow that type of system per se, because I like the concept of promotion relegation. I guess what bothers me is the concept of single table, because it technically doesn't really make sense for Major League Soccer to even follow a single table. Promotion relegation, like I said, it's not enough teams. I don't think it's a lot of teams. You can still kind of in a way have promotion relegation with possibly, right now we're going to have 16 teams in 2 years. Right now we have 14. And if there was some type of way with the United Soccer Leagues, which I don't think there's really anything like that in the works, but if it was something like that, they have 10, 11, 12 teams. It's maybe a possibility, but still, it's just, even just looking at the numbers and just looking at the I guess you could say the simple way of things of trying to set up a promotion relegation type setup for soccer here in the States, it still wouldn't translate well financially, because one, like I said, a lot of the teams are still new. The oldest franchise for Major League Soccer is 13 years old. There's not a lot of history with promotion and relegation and stuff. It's just, I'm not going to be the type of person that says it's hard to translate. It's pretty easy to translate the game, but when you're trying to translate to people that's trying to invest in the game, I'm talking about the people with the money that have the resources to invest in the game, especially places. There's a lot of markets here in the United States. I keep on saying market. It's a lot of large cities here in the United States that do not have a major league team, let alone a soccer team where it's widely supported and stuff. And there's a lot of markets, especially here in the Southeast, that do, like in Atlanta, they do have the Silverbacks, but they're not well known in the Atlanta area, except for very few fans that know who the Silverbacks are, or Miami FC. Those teams play in the USL 1. Compared to Columbus Crew, which has their own soccer-specific stadium, or the FC Dallas or Houston Dynamo, which is the Houston Dynamo being the MLS champion from last season for the last 2 seasons. So Major League Soccer has a long way to go before they even get to a situation where they want to even experiment with promotion and relegation. Of course, promotion and relegation is a nice thing. At the same time, another part of me thinks that, well, I don't know if promotion relegation would necessarily work from a fan set, because I listen to, like I said, I listen to World Soccer Dailies, I listen to the 2Gs, and they talk about, oh, it's such an exciting thing, but if you look at the simple concept, look at Fulham. Fulham FC is the best example. The reason I said the best example because White had 7 Americans on their squad. They keep on saying, well, it's going to be big news because they have 7 Americans on the squad. It wasn't really that big news. Think about it. Yes, they were struggling in the race and stuff like that, and they managed to stay in the league by winning the last few games of the regular season, or in the league season, where they call it down there in England. But it wasn't as newsworthy as probably I would think anyway. yeah, it made a Sports Center highlight. Wow. I mean, a lot of stuff can make a Sports Center highlight. I mean, that's another thing too. I think a lot of people misjudge about soccer coverage in America, especially when it comes to a situation like promotion and relegation or single table. That the fans culture is not the same as the fan culture is in Europe or in America for that matter. And it's kind of weird because it's like, well, you see a certain type of fans like the DC United fans here, especially if you watch the DC United LA Galaxy game today, which was phenomenal. I mean, crazy. Almost 40,000. It had to be like 35,000 in RFK Stadium. That's the biggest crowd seat in years. I mean, they average 20,000 in that stadium. But you won't see that consistently throughout the league. You won't really see that consistently throughout the league. So if a team like DC United or any team in Major League Soccer was playing in a single table format, for example, 20-team single team format, and they were struggling 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20th place and trying to stay within the league, do you think you're going to have 20,000 people coming to see the game for, a team to try to stay in the league? And plus, I think nothing against the European way of how they organize soccer, their soccer league or anything. I personally think the playoffs and championship need to stay in MLS, to be honest with you. Hopefully they don't take it away. And nothing against World Soccer Daily and Steve Cohen. I mean, he's a very passionate soccer fan and host and everything. He brings a lot to the table when it comes to that arena. But I think when Americans know what is good sports competition, and like I said, with the Major League Soccer playoffs, and even if you look at the soccer standings now, it's still competitive. We're already almost halfway through the season. Every team is still somewhat in contention for a playoff spot. And that's, I think, a lot of the so-called Euro snob. And I'm not really saying this to degrade anybody. It just happens to be one of those cliche terms that some people are comfortable with, i.e. Eric Winoda, who happened to play at one time with the U.S. national team, who happened to be a commentator on ESPN, and I wonder how he got his butt kicked out. Anyway, it's just when you play for a playoff spot, it's the same. I think it's the same pressure, the same caliber as it is as you're fighting to stay within the league, trying to stay from not being relegated. I think also the Major League Soccer format, if anyone's familiar with it, allows each team in the league a chance, at least through that first half, of the season, to stay in contention for playoffs. And once you make that playoff field, once you make one of the 8 playoff spots, you still have a chance of winning the MLS Cup, which is our championship for Major League Soccer. Now, if anyone else is not familiar with Major League Soccer, I'll probably, I guess, do another vlog or something like that, how it's done. But I don't think I really need to do that. There's a lot of information out there, and I know it's a lot of intelligent people. If they really want to know that, they'll look it up or something. But that's how I feel. Soccer coverage is getting better in the United States a little bit, no problem. I don't have any complaints about it. Yeah, you do have people complaining about every little teeny spider looking thing, whatever. And promotion relegation, not anytime soon. Single table, we already got 2 tables called standings, called Eastern Conference, Western Conference. I don't think anything should be changed. Yes, it's still growing. Only people that use common sense can understand that. I'm not saying they don't use common sense, but it's understandable. It's fine with us. You look at our standings, it's fine. It's been the most competitive in years. DC United, right now we're in 3rd place in the Eastern Conference right now. If the playoffs start today, we'll be barely in the playoffs. Anyway, holla at your boy next time. Later.